Series 1 of the Aisle Afterparty podcast is sponsored by David Mellor Family Jewellers, Hampshire's trusted family jeweller for nearly 50 years. From engagement rings and wedding bands to cufflinks, bridesmaids gifts and engraving, David Mellor Jewellers has everything you need to celebrate your special day in style. Discover their offering in store or online and let David Mellor Family Jewellers add a little extra sparkle to your love story. Hello and welcome to episode 4
I feel like you two are going to have it out
of the Aisle Afterparty podcast. My name's Adam from A Knight's Tale Photography.
I'm Harry from I Do Flicks Wedding Videography.
I'm Dean John, DJ, professional, and everything else.
And I'm Amber from Amber Butler Photography.
Brilliant. So this episode is about wedding regrets. So we're going to talk about financial regrets, but also emotional and personal regrets. Well, first of all, I mean, some of the most common regrets about overspending, talking about the financial side of things, is inviting too many guests. So, I mean, you know, have you got an opinion on that? How many guests is a good amount for a wedding?
I have.
Go on.
An opinion. I've actually got an example of something that a bride and groom did, which I thought was absolutely fucking genius, right?
Yeah.
So they had a set budget, and they say for example, they had like 80 guests, right? So you got 80 tickets available, if you think of it like that.
Yeah.
And they said to themselves, right, we're going to handwrite 80 tickets, invites, right?
Yeah.
And we're not going to put names on them, and we're going to keep them in the car or in the bag or whatever. And because they booked the wedding 18 months in advance, they were like, we will only hand deliver every invite. So if we don't see you in 18 months, then you don't deserve to come to the wedding.
Yeah.
So they basically just, in like first come first serve, or like, so like all their best friends, their family, they all got invites. Mm-hmm. And then all of the, like, you know, long distance cousins and stuff that they never see, they were like, well, we don't see you or speak to you, so
Yeah.
I thought it was genius.
I think
It's a good idea.
I totally agree. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I just personally don't think if you're going to have like a small wedding,
Sorry.
don't touch his hair.
Sorry.
Pay good money for that. That bit specifically.
Say that was 1,500 quid. That was.
It's just like one hanging down. I was like,
That's the one that holds it together.
Maybe I was going for that.
he's going to thank me. He's going to thank me
So,
when he looks back.
I was going to say that literally, if you are going to have, I don't know, 40 people to your wedding for the whole day and night, don't book a venue that holds 300 people because there's nothing worse than not having enough people to fill the space.
Great show.
Yeah.
That's my tip. If you're going to have a small intimate wedding, then choose a venue that has a nice size room and vibe.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Great show. Good tip. Love that.
So what? I mean, I know it's obviously subjective. It depends, like, you know, like you said, the size of the venue, how many friends you've got for a start. But have you got kind of like a sweet spot in terms of the amount of guests? Like when you hear that there's X amount of guests at a wedding, is there like a sweet spot you think? Because my one is probably 80 to 100.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a nice size.
Yeah. I was going to say 80. So yeah.
I think it depends on what you kind of, like, for example, if you've got 40 guests, right, you know you're probably, as bride and groom, you're probably going to get to speak to all of them and enjoy the day with them all.
Yeah.
If you've got 150 guests, then there are probably going to be some guests that you don't even make eye contact with on the day.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, maybe they still bring you a wedding gift. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, it just depends on what's important to you, I guess. The gift or the chat.
I just don't believe people have got that many friends. I'm sorry, but you're really having to be scraping the bottom of the barrel, aren't you?
Well, not necessarily. Different cultures and stuff.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. Yeah, different cultures. Okay, I get that. But I don't know, when you see like people have got 200 guests at a wedding, I just think, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's insane.
Is that my tummy or yours?
Are you hungry or what?
Was that mine?
Yeah, well, it wasn't mine, was it?
Well, I don't know.
I'll do it on the mic. I'll see which one's got the highest decibels.
Yeah.
On the Richter scale.
Yeah.
You know when you hear it but you don't actually feel it? Yeah, carry on.
So obviously you two are hungry, so you know, we better wrap this up then. Should we wrap this up? Should we get Uber Eats? What about extravagant favours? Like, what are your thoughts on wedding favours?
Not necessary.
Okay.
I think it's a waste of money, to be fair.
Yeah.
And generally, I think a favour is great if it's something like that you can enjoy then and there, like a shot or
I love a scratch card.
where or
And
scratch cards.
Especially you get a winner.
You know,
like stand
then,
up.
My last one.
People, you know, when they give like flower seeds and stuff, I just think, no, I don't know if anyone, like me personally, I wouldn't go home and plant that.
No, you wouldn't, but the thought's there, isn't it?
I took some flower seeds
Did
and
you?
some homemade honey from a wedding that they did.
honey?
The couple,
Yeah,
but they
that's
had it on
great.
like this big rustic table
Well,
for
I
guests to
think-
take on the way out.
And you
as
know,
opposed
like,
to the favour.
I don't know, I think a lot of it just gets left on the table.
I
and-
had a wedding, right? Again, there was 200 guests at this wedding. The bride she's basically an artist, but she's also an architect, right? So if she's watching, she'll know exactly who I'm talking about. She did hand-drawn pictures of every single guest at the wedding and wrote a personal poem.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah, every single guest, honestly. And then not only that, the seating plan,
Yeah.
that was all hand-drawn faces and everything.
That's amazing.
It was epic. It was so good.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's so good.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
and that is like,
That's lush.
that's a nice
Yeah.
touch. But I've had that quite a lot. Not to that extent, but like handwritten messages and stuff to each of
Yeah.
the guests. And
Yeah.
I think wedding, like that's a nice touch.
And what do you call someone, you know, when they come in and they paint people?
Like a live sketch.
Live artist.
Live artist, yeah. there's
That's
the-
a really nice touch when they hand them out.
Yeah, so there's a few different types of. There's like they're like the watercolor ones that take sort of like a few minutes to do each.
Yeah.
Or you get like the live where they take a photo of you at like the altar, and then they spend all day doing like oil
Yes.
painting, like pastel
Yeah.
colors, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then so that's another one, and then you get the caricature people like, and so there's loads of different types of those, which are always they're always fun, aren't they?
Yes, yeah.
But
They're definitely worth
I'm
spending
I think we
money
need to get one on the show, and then she can draw us, or he can draw us while we're live on the couch.
that's
Yeah.
a great show.
That's
shout out
such a
to
good idea.
camera. So if you're a live illustrator, please
Live
DM
artist
us.
wants to come and paint us live during it. You'll have 40 minutes to get it done.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just wear a necklace and that's it. Is that all right?
Yeah. Part of the
No.
answer.
Okay, whatever. So what about kind of over-the-top decor? So some people spend a lot of money on decor. Like we talked
We
about
touched on
flowers,
this the
didn't
other
we?
day, yeah.
You know, so like the flowers were amazing for about 6 hours.
Yeah.
It's all about
But
equilibrium.
we kind of touched upon that
Yeah.
in the first episode, didn't we? So we
Yeah.
don't have to spend too much time on it. But it's not just about flowers though, it's about other stuff like neon signs, flower walls.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many, like, have you seen those champagne walls?
Yeah.
I love them. Well, it's just like rows of glasses, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a good idea, but God knows how much they cost. But have you got any examples?
I think, again, I think you can put as much money and effort into those kinds of things as you want, as long as you are equally putting enough time and effort into the other things, like the entertainment, like the photographer, the videographer,
Yeah.
like, all the other bells and whistles. Like, you wouldn't want to go to a wedding and have all this amazing extravagant decoration and then you get served crap food.
True.
Do you know what I mean? It's I
Yeah.
think it all has to be proportional.
Yeah.
So it depends on the scale of the wedding,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
Equilibrium.
Yeah.
Good word.
So do you think it's worth like a bride spending, hundreds and hundreds of, thousands of pounds on a pair of shoes?
I think-
that A, no one's going to see, and also B, like they're probably uncomfortable to wear all day anyway.
I think what you should do, this is me like project manager hat on right now, you should say this is my wedding budget. Say it's 10 grand just to make it a nice clean round number. And you say, okay, what's important to me? And you list out decoration, entertainment, dress, suits, food, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And you say, right, I like, the entertainment I think is 30% valuable to us out of that 10 grand.
Yeah.
So 3 grand goes to entertainment. And then you work it out like that. And then you've got that, that like high level, you've got your overall perspective looking at your wedding.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah.
treating it like it's a business budget.
Yeah.
I can see it, mate. I do weddings You're wasted being a videographer.
Oh, man,
You
I
could
know.
be a wedding planner. That is wedding planner chat.
I know it is.
I do weddings. It's got a ring to it.
Yeah, I know.
No.
It's a great way of looking at it.
I'll be honest. The reason why I'm called I Do Flicks is because I wanted the I Do that I could move and
do
all
everything.
my subsidiaries.
Subsidiaries, yeah.
Subsidiaries. Yeah.
Spell it?
Fuck off. Anyway,
Can't say it, mate.
guess
Can't say a
what?
word
Guess
and not
what?
say it. Go on.
I do podcasts.
There we go. I do
Yeah.
everything.
I do fucking everything.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Okay. We're on to something then, aren't we?
We are. Well, I am.
Well, you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
So-
does anyone else want to say anything about that? Because I just kind of took over there.
What about
That's a
what?
good point, though.
But just
Yeah.
like
You
making
made
sure.
About the budget? Yeah, about
Yeah.
prioritising the budget. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's presumably that's what most people do.
I'd like to think so, but sometimes I
But-
also think some people, not people, but if you've never done it before, you can go tunnel visioned and only think about one thing at a time. You're like, right, this month, this is how much spare money we've got, so let's book the flowers now. And then next month you're like, oh, we're having a good month, so we can spend extra on the DJ this month.
Yeah.
So instead of being like, okay, this is what we plan to spend,
Yeah.
and then this is
Yeah.
how we're going to do it, kind of thing.
I think people get way late. They go to a wedding fair and
Yeah.
they see 200 different suppliers doing things, and it's like, oh, we need this at our wedding. So then suddenly you have a mixture of everything you can think of, and then they've overspent on some of it, and then they really need stuff that they can't afford.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I look back at my own wedding. I didn't have a videographer. This was 2011, long time ago, but I would say that's one huge thing for me
Yeah.
that I look back and go, do you know what? Why didn't I have that?
See, I hear that all the time, and that was like, I just assume it's kind of more relative to me because I'm the one having those conversations. But
Yeah.
the amount of times at wedding fairs and stuff where, a bride comes along and she's with her friend who's already married, and they're like, do you know what? If I could go back and do it again, I would have got a videographer. I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
That's definitely one of the regrets I hear the most. But I don't know if I hear that because I'm.
When I put it out
It's
as
aimed at
probably.
out there to ask for any wedding regrets, that was one main point, that they didn't have a video.
But they're definitely more common nowadays, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
they've always been around, but I think
Yeah.
nowadays they are more common.
Yeah, well, I mean, just in the short time that I've been doing it, I've noticed, like, when I first started, photographers were telling me that maybe 3 out of 10 weddings they would be joined by a videographer.
Yeah.
And then it got to like 50%, and now I've got some photographers saying I don't shoot many weddings where there aren't a photographer. I don't have a videographer. Sorry, I don't know whether that's because I'm sort of shooting a bit more bougie weddings now, and they kind of the budget goes up, and maybe that's.
Yeah.
But I don't know. At the same time, I've definitely noticed because I'm still speaking to some of those old photographers from the early days,
Yeah.
and they're the ratios are going up.
Yeah, I agree. And then you've obviously on top of that, videographers. Plus, you've got the content creators. Sorry,
Yeah.
content creators. You've
But
got
it's
those
the same,
as well.
It's the same story, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's they're at their kind of the birth of their kind of industry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and-
they're everywhere now.
Yeah, and we'll just do more and more weddings with them.
Yeah, I mean the amount of inquiries I get where people say, "Do you do photography and videography?" I'm like, I'm really sorry, but no, because I like to focus just on one speciality.
I say the same.
As much as I'd love to be able to have like 4 arms and do like photos, videos, everything, but
I say to people,
it's just
I say I think it's definitely possible for it to be done, but only if you accept that you're going to get a mediocre of both.
yeah,
Like there's no way you can have a high quality photography gallery and a videography kind of videos
yeah,
by one person, because you're going to have to sacrifice something to do the other. Like you can't shoot video for the confetti and take pictures at the same. It's just not.
no, you can't. No, I agree, and so it's just so what I do now is like a compromise. Is I film clips throughout the day on my my Meta glasses or my phone, and then what I'll do is after the wedding. This is just like a freebie. I don't charge extra for this, but I just make a little reel of photos and video clips from the day, and you do the same,
Yeah.
don't you? So when we work together, you'll give me the video clips you've taken, and I'll make a reel of kind of photos and videos. And it's kind of like it's no it's no threat to videography.
No.
But it's
don't scare
kind
me.
of like yeah, I know exactly. I don't scare you whatsoever, but it's just a nice to have. It's like a little bonus
And
thing.
especially if they don't have a videographer, it's nice just to have a few
I
clips.
had a photographer once do this, and I thought it was a really, really nice touch. they, at the start of the day, said to the bride, give me your phone, I'll look after your phone for the day. And then just periodically throughout the day would just take clips, photos and stuff.
Yeah.
But didn't tell her.
Yeah.
So just said, I'm like, she was like getting ready and she kept looking at her phone. She was like, right, he was like, give me your phone, I'll get back to you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Didn't say that they were going to do this.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, when they go through their photos next, they're like, oh my God, look at all this stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really, really nice touch.
Really
Yeah.
nice, but knowing me, I'd break the phone
Yeah.
or I'd drop it. I just, something always happens.
Or just
to me,
forget
so,
and
yeah.
wear the battery out for no
Or
reason.
they put their shot
Or
out.
I'd take the phone home and then I'd be like, oh.
They put a shot out of like the major final sunset, like golden hour sunset shot, and then the bride posts it before you've sent the previews. That's a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
Backfire.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it's better. No, I'm joking.
And also, I think, what are your thoughts on like a wedding planner or coordinator? Because some venues have them kind of built in, and they're great, but some venues don't.
Yeah, so there's a big difference there. You've got a wedding coordinator that is like through the venue, and all they really care about is the venue. They're not going to be there until the very end.
Yeah.
They're going to be there until, and then you get the wedding planner, and they'll help you find the venue. They'll help you go through, like what I was saying with the budget, like making sure everything's proportional, what's important to you, and then they'll design your wedding based on your personalities and what you're expecting.
Yeah.
The coordinators are going to be a little bit more biased towards making money for the venue, upselling, things like that. They'll still do a good job, but I don't think necessarily you're always going to be there. I wouldn't see a coordinator as a wedding planner. I would just see them as the representative of the venue that's going to help the day flow the way it should.
I think what I meant by that is some people just call themselves a wedding coordinator. So I'm not talking about the ones that the venue has.
Okay.
I'm talking about like a venue where they haven't got anyone like that.
Yeah.
So there's no kind of structure. There's no dean. 'Cause I know you're not a wedding planner, but what I mean is like when you're the MC, you add a bit of structure, don't you?
Yeah.
You call
I do
people
plan
in.
weddings. I have planned weddings for couples where
Yeah,
they always
alright.
sat down on day
We know
one.
because you said it in your.
Did I mention it at
You
all?
did,
Okay,
yeah, of
just
course.
in case anyone's looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, the difference for me is what you said. The coordinator on site at a venue is registrars, food, drink, the overall well-being of the whole population, whether it's the suppliers or whether it's the couple or the guest. The wedding planner comes in and they're working alongside. For me, it's important that you work alongside everyone. The worst thing you hear is from couples that will say, oh yeah, we've got a coordinator who's going to do all that on the day. And I think, I've worked at those venues, they're not. What they will do is this and this. They won't do all the other bits around your day. So I think it's very clear. But then you get others who are wedding planners that do it all, that bring teams in and they run the day, and you've then got a coordinator, and then they sometimes have battles on who's leading within.
I always know a good sign, a green flag, I would say, is if you see someone with a coordinator status. If they've got a walkie-talkie, I'm like, okay, you're going to do a good job, because your communication is key.
Yeah.
If they're linked in with someone else and they're constantly communicating, I always think if I see a walkie-talkie or a clipboard, I'm like, yeah, today's going to be a bit easier than potentially if they didn't have a clipboard or a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, 100%. And like working with a wedding like a proper wedding planner.
That's a big call.
I'm talking about kind of averages here. This isn't black and white.
That's a big call.
How is it a big call?
Just a big call.
I would like you to.
I've worked with people that have headsets and stuff, and it's not always gone swimmingly. Put it that way.
Were they doormen though?
No, they might as well be.
Yeah.
Having radios at a wedding when you've got 40 people. Like, to be honest, I think it's a bit overkill.
Yeah, probably.
You're at a wedding, you don't need to have earpieces on and pushing when like the venue's probably 5 or 6 paces.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a bit overkill.
The bride is halfway down the aisle.
Yeah, literally. She's coming over. Really? How do you know that? Because the registrars have walked in the room. Really? Oh, okay.
Well, I guess it's better to be overkill than underkill, isn't it?
I just think it loses the personal touch. If you're a wedding planner, I think personally you should just have that rapport all day with everybody, the suppliers, the guests, not have headsets on like you're flying a plane.
Oh, I love it. I'm like, yeah, you've like, you could do festivals, you could do all sorts, you know your shit.
Yeah, of course, because how many people go to a festival and how many people go to a wedding?
Yeah, but the reason why they're walkie-talkies
Yeah.
is because they're communicating with other colleagues, aren't they? So they're like, the Is the food
Bride
is the
coming
food
through.
ready yet, or do we need to tell the DJ to hold fire for 5 minutes? Like,
Yeah.
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 Or you
No,
can just go more.
Or you could just literally walk 3 paces and go, could you just play a few more songs?
in some
'cause the buffet's
venues, in
not
some
ready?
venues, yeah.
So I'm not just saying this because we talked about it, but I would love, like when I work with you, for example, or you, us to have some sort of communication.
There we go.
So during the ceremony, like if I'm at the front or whatever, I could be like, Amber, can you just go to the back?
I know, I do- I
whatever,
have-
you know.
Yeah.
Bring it in.
The amount of
That'd be
times
brilliant.
that I've got like my
I
aisle
would rather
camera,
not.
and then I've got a second shooter, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but then it's picking me up at the front, going,
For the
No,
audio,
it's
for
not-
the audio listeners, he was
I'm doing it.
he was beckoning with his hands.
yeah.
But yeah. No, I think that'd be cool. Just like a little earpiece, just a subtle earpiece.
You could just put
No.
AirPods in and
Like
do,
we're in the
do
secret.
a,
Yeah,
No.
do a
AirPods will work.
conference call.
No, AirPods always fall out.
And then you can listen to music in between.
Always
What?
fall out my ears.
Well, okay.
Yeah, they don't quite fit.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
It's
Okay.
a me problem.
All
A
right.
me problem even.
That was a tangent, wasn't it?
We love a
Yeah,
tangent.
let's move on.
Okay. So should we talk about cakes? People. just in general. No, let's talk about wedding cakes. Let's kind of
Okay.
let's narrow it down to wedding cakes. Like people love cake, but some people, based on the feedback that we've received, some people think they might have spent too much on a cake, but then some people think they didn't spend enough. So
Yeah.
Cake police.
I'm hoping the mics pick that up now.
yeah.
So I
Any thoughts on cake?
don't know. We touched on this in an
Yeah, we
earlier
did.
episode.
Yeah.
I do think that cakes are, they're welcome in any wedding that I go to. I just think the act of cutting a cake is, probably a bit of a dated tradition in my personal opinion.
Okay.
I understand why cakes cost what they do because they
Yeah.
take a long time and there's a lot of thought and attention that goes into them. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't think if we go back to what the purpose of this episode is, I can't imagine anyone ever regretting having a cake. The only time is maybe if you get a flimsy cake that ends up falling off a table or something,
Yeah.
or if you put the cake on one of those really tall stands and you've got to cut it and it's wobbling and
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think the only people that are going to know if the cake was a mistake is the bride and groom, really, because they're the ones that paid for the cake, you obviously didn't help design it, paid for the cake, and then obviously ate it on the day, presumably. So,
lots of people. Isn't there a tradition where you have like a 3-tier cake and then you cut the top one on the day and then you
Yeah.
freeze the rest and you bring one out? Is it a christening?
You cut the middle or the bottom
Is
one
that
and
how
take
it's-
the top one and put it in the fridge
Yeah,
for the
something
couple.
like
So
that.
they take the whole
Yeah,
top
but
one, they can put it in
I
the
thought there was
freezer.
like one that you have like when you buy a house and one when you christen a baby. Like you have that for like the baby christening or like.
But so you just have that cake in your freezer that whole
Apparently,
time?
yeah.
It lasts for ages,
It lasts
doesn't
for
it?
years.
or if you don't want kids,
Huh?
what if you don't want kids?
You never
What
eat
if
the
Just,
cake.
it just stays in your freezer.
Yeah.
Or what if
Forever.
you've already got a house together?
Well, first
Like,
year anniversary then.
Okay, never heard this in my life.
I've
but-
heard of someone doing it recently.
I would never get that cake out of the freezer and eat it. I wouldn't.
What? Why?
I don't know.
It tastes exactly
Especially
the
if
same.
it's like years.
No, yeah,
It tastes exactly, if it's frozen, it's brilliant.
yeah. I've
Not as good, obviously, but
No.
I've had a cake made and then it was just too massive, so froze half of it, pulled it out 3 months later.
Really?
Good as
So I'm a
gold.
bit funny like that. I won't even eat meat and defrost it.
wow.
What?
Let's move on.
Eat meat and then defrost
As in,
it.
like, I would
So you eat the
defrost it and then
frozen
eat
food.
it.
Sorry, do you just eat it frozen?
No, I mean, I just wouldn't. I would just eat it if it was like fresh.
Yeah.
She's not a fan
that's-
of putting things in the freezer, basically.
No.
Why don't you
That's
just
it.
get rid of your freezer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's got chicken nuggets for the kids. I wouldn't get rid
Yeah.
of
Give
it.
us the kids.
Yeah, but I'm not eating
You should
it.
get them fresh ones.
I mean, I'd
Yeah.
eat a frozen chicken nugget. But
You'd
cooked.
cook it first, yeah.
cooked.
So,
Let's move on.
low standards then.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool.
Let's move on from cake. I don't think you're going to regret a cake.
So basically we've kind of gone all over the place in terms of we talked about stuff that people might have overspent on and underspent on. So a couple of other people, sorry, can't even speak, a couple of regrets about underspending or cutting corners. We touched upon the videographer.
Touched. We talked about it for about
Yeah,
10
that's what I mean.
minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
just definitely in every episode, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Plug.
people who say we wish we could hear the vowels again, you know, because obviously photos are brilliant, but yeah, you can't obviously record the vowels. So also like skipping professional lighting or sound. So some people wish they had, like, rather than having their, well, I guess, you know, that's going to be more your cup of tea, isn't it? Because
That's my favourite, when I hear you've had a speaker with Spotify playing all night, but you spend 11,000 on the rest of your day.
yeah, exactly.
That just bakes my brain, that does.
I know.
Yeah.
Where
I know.
people think, because we can design the playlist, and it's like, okay.
And they didn't even pay for Spotify Premium. They
Literally,
use
with the advert. No, they do, yeah, most of them will.
I know, it's pathetic. So now we're going to talk about emotional or personal regrets at weddings. So these are obviously non-financial things that couples wish they'd done differently. So some people say that they've spent so much time worrying about things going right or wrong that they barely remember, you know, the day. So, you know, I mean, have you got any thoughts on that? Have you got any experience with that?
No, but I did put it out there, and I did get feedback to say that they spent too much time worrying about, and they didn't even have a chance to talk to their guests, etc.
Yeah, what, because it just kind of...
In the zone, like kind of stressed, anxious. One thing, like,
or they can't remember talking to their guests, or they can't remember what happened because their brain's just overloaded
Elsewhere.
with everything else.
Yeah.
So
I think
a
in
regret.
hindsight, it's easy to say, I wish I would have.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
on the day, you can't control your emotion. It's like the biggest day of your life, isn't it? So, but I always say to couples, if it's specifically about making sure things are going to plan, I always say, like, you know, what is done is done.
Yeah.
Like, you have no control now.
Yeah.
All of your hard work and planning is going to pay off today,
Yeah.
or it won't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so your only choice now is to sit back and enjoy it. And a lot of people do say, like, yeah, that's fair enough. But I find that brides typically will relax after the ceremony. Grooms are usually stressed until after the speeches, which is why I'm finding more and more speeches are before the food now.
I've had it when couples have said to me afterwards, like, we wish you were there all day. I get that all the time. For people that have just booked me to a DJ for the evening, they always say afterwards, we could have really done with you there. Because it was a bit flat during dinner, or we actually struggled with the photos because trying to get the time of getting people. So yeah, that's just personal for me.
Yeah, but having you there as well, especially for like group shots and stuff, like you like fucking Woody's roundup.
So much better. So much better.
I think it's, but you guys are
Trying
under
to do
so
it
much
yourself.
pressure under that videographer, photographers. That's you get like, and for me, again, why on earth do we only allow a real short period of an hour or an hour and 20 minutes or whatever at that point when a lot has got to happen?
Yeah,
You have to do a group shot, a confetti shot. The staff need to come out and feed you canapes.
Yeah.
They need to turn the room round. Why do that? And then there's a lull after dinner for
Yeah,
an hour
I
and a half,
agree.
2 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, give them 2 hours for their drinks reception, so the couple get a bit of time
Yeah.
to go and spend
Most
with
of the
their
time, though,
guests.
that is dictated by
Somebody.
Typically, the whole day starts from when the food is going to be ready, and then works outwards from that, isn't it?
It's venue though. I would
Yeah,
say
yeah, that's what I mean. So
if
the
the wedding
catering team-
coordinator's not voicing that
Yeah.
because they may be young and into the role, or it could be anything like that.
I know, but I think the bride and groom, they can dictate their day more.
They
than-
don't know though.
more-
Some
yeah.
of them,
People
they're
that-
guided, aren't
yeah,
they?
they just
Yeah.
go by what they.
But when I speak to them, like if I'm having like a pre-wedding call about like the timings of the day, like sorry, before they even book me, when we're talking about the hypothetical timings, I always say to them, look, ideally you want 2 hours for your drinks reception. I said minimum hour and a half, but ideally 2 hours, because during that time, you've got to have confetti shot, group photos, couple portraits, and you want to mingle with your guests. And if you only have an hour, you won't have any time to talk to people. And I don't want the photos to eat into your drinks reception. I want them to
No.
be a small part of it rather than the majority.
And not a military
So-
operation.
So the
Yeah,
other thing
yeah.
is, though, I'm going back to that budget thing again, because this applies to that as well. You've got 24 hours in a day, right? So again, let's break down what is more important to you. Is it going to be, do you need to spend 6 hours getting ready in the morning, right? That kind of defines when your ceremony start time is.
Yeah.
Then are you guys like heavy on the drink? Do you need more drink time, or are you kind of, you know, not that kind of, because that also dictates like what's important. Also, what kind of food do you want, how long do you want your breakfast to be. All these things need to feed into the proportional kind of breakdown of the day.
Yeah.
So that will play out, like that's the reason I think why. But I agree with what you said for sure. That little lull after the breakfast, I mean, typically that lull isn't a lull. It's usually there for sound checks, for room flips.
Yeah, I'd say an hour. An hour is perfect from when you leave that wedding breakfast as a guest, as a couple.
Yeah.
Providing the band turns up on time.
And also
providing
some people have to check into their rooms, don't they?
Exactly.
But if you were putting together a timeline, that was how I would obviously tell a couple.
Yeah.
Like an hour. You can go freshen up, go for your final evening shots at that point if the lights are right, and do all those things, as opposed to some venues you go straight into it, so there isn't a lull, but it's just carnage. You've been in as a guest. I always put myself in that position. So if you're a guest and you've sat down for 2.5 hours, then you're straight out and you're cutting the cake and you're doing the first dance. There's been no breather either, so I think it is important to have that something, but just not a 2 hour lull.
Sometimes you have like a 3 hour window for breakfast, and by that point, and especially if the speeches are at the end, if the speeches are at the end of the food, there's no kind of leeway. Like sometimes they'll be like, let's just bring the speeches forward. But if the speeches are first before the food, people will start dripping out here and there, and the evening reception kind of just fades in.
Yeah.
Whereas with speeches, once the speeches are done, it's like a hard
it's like a full stop in there.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's also a big player in the kind of way it plays out as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need that time from when you finish your food before you then start throwing shapes on the dance floor, because otherwise you're going to just feel rough and yeah, okay, I agree. All right, we'll do a quick fire round. You know I like these. So, big guest list or small and intimate?
One answer, mate.
I was about to give it 2 as well. You know that.
Yeah.
I really was. I was going to say small and intimate in the day, massive numbers in the evening. So for me, it's more of have your real closest people.
I'll allow it.
For the day, and then bring all your workmates and your party, all your football friends and everyone to the evening for the full party. Yeah, that applies to you though. Yeah. For us, so because we go after the first dance, typically evening guests will arrive just before the first dance, so we don't see those. So for us, if it's a small and intimate for the day, that's pretty much our day. Yeah. I would say a big guest list I would prefer. Yeah. Because I don't want people getting pissed off with me taking 100 photos of them. You can get home for Strictly Come Dancing. That's all it's about, isn't it? You're not a Strictly guy.
No.
Bake Off maybe.
I'm happy to say something. But yeah, all right. So
I'd go big guest list.
Oh, okay. Do you like it big?
I love it big.
Okay.
The bigger the better.
Okay. Yeah. Big. I'd rather have it big than small, because I think sometimes
I bet you would.
If it's too small, what's the point?
But then on the other side,
pause.
Fucking, how did that happen?
I just wiped
got
it
excited, didn't he? Started talking big.
Yeah.
We've got to do that again.
Surely when you've got a bigger guest list for you guys, it's like there's even more group shots at the formal part of the reception, drinks reception, and then you've got to do a group shot with even more people, so you've got some liabilities who are still at the bar. And
what I find is, like, if it's a small wedding, there's certain things that are better. Tend to be less group photos, like you said. The big group photo is smaller. You know, so there's things that are easier. But the hard thing is, during the drinks reception, taking candids of people. Yeah. When there's only like 20 people, an hour and a half of taking photos of the same 20 people. You become irritating to them. Just like,
I never get that. Why photographers feel they've got to work at all times.
You don't want to just stand there.
You hear that all the time.
You don't just stand there being like...
I get that. If you start pulling out your iPad and watching Netflix, well, I totally understand that. But like, I think you can put your tools down, charge some stuff, have a drink once you've been around for an hour. I think it doesn't look...
I just don't like
I'm not DJing the whole day when I'm there. I'm not behind the decks, like, literally mixing. I think you have to...
But you're not being paid to do that.
But they're paying you for your final results. So you could take 1,000 pictures and they could be the absolute best photos you're ever going to give a couple, for instance. Or you Or
but
in
what
the
you
same
gotta
with you
remember-
as a
What you got to
video.
remember though, what I think is on a wedding day, you're not just doing the best job that you can for the couple. You are also selling yourself to any potential other people that are gonna.
Yeah, I get that. Sitting
So
with
what
your
you-
feet up on the sofa,
Well,
I
you don't,
get
like,
that.
Even like just walking around and looking like you're kind of busy and doing stuff. I know, like you say, it is the end result. But at the same time, I'm not going to be stood there leaning against a wall with my vape in my hand. And then, do you know, like, I mean, I have done that.
Yeah, but you're only human.
at
You're
least around
allowed
the
to have go off and have some water. You're allowed to do
I'm
that.
not saying you're allowed to drink,
I think
but I think the point is that
it's like you've got to.
if there's an hour and a half drink reception,
Yeah.
right? If I'm going to go off and have a little vape or drink or whatever,
Yeah.
I'll wander off from
yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
and have a drink, and then I'll come back.
Yeah.
But while I'm in people's line of sight, I'm not going to be stood there watching TikToks
I get that.
or on the phone. Oh yeah, all right, mum. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Do you know what I mean?
I get all that.
I-
You could just go and talk to the mother of the bride, or you could just
Oh, I
do
see that.
something that
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
involve you shoving a camera
Yeah.
down their ass.
Well, that's why
basically at that point.
Down her ass.
Why not?
This is why you're not a photographer, mate.
No, I don't know. With your pegging and your.
Oh, I've had, I've
every
had a
episode.
wedding.
Every episode.
I've had a wedding where I was told by a guest to pull my finger out and crack on because I was talking to the groom.
Really?
Oh really?
Yeah.
I had a wedding where I actually used a flasher on the ceremony, and a guest came up to me and he was like, "Can you stop using the flash, please? You're destroying my eyeballs." I was like, "What?" And he obviously had like this eyesight issue.
Oh, right,
And
okay.
apparently my flash was destroying his eyeballs.
You feel bad now for laughing, do you?
But I'm like,
Amber.
what am I going to do? It was like a really dark venue. I've got a guest whose eyesight I'm destroying with every click. I don't know what to do.
What did you do?
He's blind now.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was
You
DJing
went-
the other
you went
night and I
finally.
was facing like the dance floor, and on the left hand side was a massive magic mirror that had a massive flasher. Every time they were taking pictures, all I could see out the corner of my eye was a huge flash, and that was pretty annoying.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have put your glasses on. Like your hot ones.
Literally.
Yeah.
But people like
Keep them
that,
in your
like
pocket.
people don't consider others in the industry. I think massively. I've said this all along, and I think the DJ gets the brunt of that. It's always turn your lights off, do this, do that. Can you announce buffet? Could you? Yeah,
Can you
go
stop
on.
interrupting?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it is. It's full on. And I think again, someone comes in, they bring a photo booth or whatever, 3 hours, bang, they're there, they're rocking, they're buzzing, they're happy. Could you just announce me? Could you just take all the guests off the dance floor and go and use a photo booth? Yeah, no problem. So you're
Yeah.
constantly just getting. It's like me saying to your group shots, "Hang on, I'm just going to take the couple every 5 minutes."
Yeah.
You get so annoyed.
Yeah.
No, you would.
Okay.
It's how it is.
So this quick fire round, we're still on the first one.
It was quick.
That's
No,
the
it was
slowest
quick.
quick fire round
Maybe we should
ever.
rename it, not
Okay,
the quick fire
yeah,
round. The
yeah.
round.
Okay.
The
Okay.
sitting on the fence round.
So should we make the next ones a little bit quicker?
Okay.
We can still digress a little bit. So number 2, splurge on the venue or splurge on the food.
That's
I don't like that word,
not,
splurge.
and also, I feel like they're very, very like different things. Usually, if you
But
go
they
for
are
a big
different.
venue,
They are different.
like lots of venues will
You got to
include
pick one,
the food.
mate.
Oh yeah, fine.
Seriously?
Venue,
Didn't listen, did he?
Yeah, venue,
because I'm not filming the food.
venue.
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 Because I'll eat anything. Like if it was beans on toast, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Come on, mate, hurry up. Next
If it was frozen,
It's not very
meat.
quick
If it was
fire,
like-
is it? Seriously.
If it's like a
Alright.
spag bowl that's
Sorry.
been defrosted, then
I don't
no.
want to talk about that.
Live band or DJ.
We've
done
had
this.
this quad. We had this
done
in the
this.
last.
Answer it.
Had this one.
Both.
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 I know.
You can't say both. You can't sit on the fence.
DJ.
Yeah, DJ. Go on.
Love that.
DJ.
DJ. Yes.
DJ.
Thanks.
Specifically, DJ.
Dean John.
Yeah.
Be booked for any event, including
This
Black
one.
Friday deals.
Open bar or limited drink options.
Open bar.
Open
I
bar.
mean, who wouldn't say open
Why
bar?
wouldn't you go with open bar? Yeah.
Well, we're all alcoholics, that's why.
Straight.
Okay. Wedding planner or self-coordinated?
Wedding planner.
Wedding planner.
Wedding
You
Yeah.
can afford all that.
Yeah, if you can afford a wedding planner, get a wedding
Especially with an
planner.
earpiece for Harry.
And a walkie-talkie.
Clipboard.
No,
Yeah.
Not an iPad,
walkie-talkie.
clipboard.
Yeah,
Clipboard.
yeah.
Probably a clipboard.
Not an iPad.
Not an iPad.
Yeah, I think that'll do.
We didn't go Oh, have we not got to that bit yet?
I don't know what you're going to say.
Like your wedding regrets or...
Yeah. Literally next.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like the end.
No, I like no, I like the fact you're keen.
She's plugging it.
Sorry, that was just. I mean, that was the quickfire round over.
Oh, okay.
So the last segment is listener regrets and vendor confessions, right? So we've had some people, because the podcast is picking up a bit of momentum, we've actually had quite a few messages about this one. So someone said they should have eloped and saved £10,000, but they ended up just doing what their family wanted and having like a traditional wedding in England. So
what's my thoughts?
It wasn't a question, it was more of a statement. So have you got any thoughts?
I'm very passionate about the whole going abroad thing, and I'll tell you for why.
Go on.
There's an atmosphere that comes with abroad destination weddings, right?
Yeah.
When you are at a wedding in the UK, your guests are never going to be 100% present. They're going to be like, I've got to take the kids to school in the morning. Did I leave the gas on? Have I got to top up my parking? Like, how am I going to get home?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when you're abroad, number one, you filter out all the guests that are just there for a free meal, right? Mm-hmm. Number two, everyone that is there are present and they are there for one reason only.
Yeah.
And number three, a lot of the time you're going to be covered in absolute blissful sunshine.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one that's been married abroad, aren't I?
All right.
Oh my god! All right, baller.
No,
seriously.
I was just going to say
Oh wow.
Okay.
I wasn't in the sunshine.
Well, that's your fault.
Yours is like an ice cave on it.
I think it's the same as going on holiday as a family.
But it
though.
was
if
a lot
you go on holiday to a
cheaper.
caravan, it's still great, it's still fun,
Yeah.
but you're still on work mode and you have all
Exactly.
that. But then you go abroad and you go through the Gatwick airport and you have a
Exactly.
few beers, you go further away on the plane. I think it's a different
I
mindset.
just want
also-
to add, it was a lot cheaper than
Are
getting
you
married
still
to
talking
it.
about your
It
wedding?
was a lot cheaper.
Oh my gosh.
It's all about you, Amber. Isn't it?
Seriously?
fuck off.
Wow. Amber Butler Photography, do a shout out.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a few weddings abroad.
I'm not going to talk anymore.
But it's also you get more than just the wedding day. You can do your little drinks the night before.
Yeah.
You have the break, and I know a lot of venues you can hire for the weekend, and they do that, right? But that's coming at a premium.
Yeah.
Like, whereas you get you get married abroad, and then you've got the week building up to it where you're hanging around by the pool. You have your stag do and your hen do abroad as well.
Yeah.
And then the only thing is 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to have to do a registry office here first.
And a small wedding abroad, because usually you wouldn't get
Yeah.
everyone to go.
And
Well, I've been to
everyone
weddings
gets a
where-
holiday out of it as well, which
That's
is
it,
great.
exactly.
I think I've done 3 weddings abroad, and I've just had a booking for a 4th, which will be in Italy next June. And the weddings I've done abroad, they've all been no smaller than any wedding I've done in England. They've
Yeah.
all had, probably at least 60 people.
Yeah.
And like you were saying about like the vibe, there is a nicer vibe.
Yeah.
It's a more relaxed vibe.
There's no outside influences.
It's like they're on holiday, aren't
Yeah,
they? They're on
exactly.
holiday, and they've probably been there a couple of days leading up to the wedding. A couple of days afterwards, like you said, they've got nothing to get home for. They can relax.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's got a tan. They're a bit
Yeah.
more, and it's just
And the backdrop usually, if they're like by a pool overlooking a small bay and you've got the sea and you've got that,
Yeah.
it's a totally different vibe to being in a dark small room.
Yeah.
With a
well, I
sound
mean,
limiter.
just substituting a grey rain cloud in England in fucking July,
yeah.
which happens. Oh, we didn't switch
Fucking
that on.
he reined it in, didn't it? Not that dumb.
Yeah, versus, a blue sky with some potential ocean in the background.
yeah.
They don't all have to be at the beach.
No.
They could be somewhere cold.
Yeah.
Wet.
Which is
It
whatever
wasn't wet.
whatever turns you on, I suppose.
Yeah.
It wasn't wet.
No. It wasn't
Well,
raining.
It wasn't made of
Where
ice.
was your wedding?
Wasn't it ice?
Lapland. Snowing. There you go.
Fuck off! Are you serious?
Here we go.
There it goes.
The noise is back.
I wasn't expecting him to say Lapland. I've literally.
I don't even know why I'm laughing.
I know.
All I can think of is he came as Father Christmas. Like, fucking hell.
I came on a
Look at
reindeer.
bridesmaids.
Did
We're
you
like
actually?
fucking little
Came
elves.
by reindeer.
You fucking with me now, aren't you? Seriously.
The photos.
I did. Right, I did.
Oh my god, that's brilliant. That is the best thing that I've heard today.
And it was an ice chapel.
I love that. No, I love that, but I just wasn't expecting you to say Lapland, like dressed.
Oh, and we went and saw Santa in the day as well at his house.
Did he turn up in the evening for a little dance?
On your wedding day, you went to see Santa.
That is the best
Santa.
thing.
Yeah.
What, just you and...
No, all of
I
us.
think we should
okay.
have saved that for the Christmas episode. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a picture of me and the reindeer and just put it up on this thing.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna cut this bit out, but did no one else hear her say I came on a reindeer?
Yeah, I did. And I was going to repeat that, and I thought,
On a sleigh
kinky.
Oh
Don't cut that out.
with my dad.
I was expecting you to say like,
As
yeah.
in- Oh god.
Oh my god.
Can we just cut this all out?
No.
Cut the whole fucking thing
Why
out.
should we?
But yeah.
Right, well, we're running over.
All right, okay. We'll fly through these ones then.
Fucking Lapland, that's the best thing I've ever heard.
No, honestly.
So someone said one of my regrets is using a friend as a best man, then falling out, and he's in all the wedding photos. I'm not being funny, but
That's just
would
life.
your best man? Surely your best man's your friend anyway, right? You're not
I've
going to
had-
ask just a random stranger to be a best man.
I've had it where Maid of Honour did a speech. I made the whole video. A year later, I get a message saying, "We've fallen out. Can you do me a new edit without her in it?"
Awkward.
Yeah, I can imagine that's awkward.
But
yeah,
then that also goes for like group shots when you have like partners in the group shots, and then suddenly 10 years later you're looking, you're like, "What was his name again?"
I know.
Yeah.
Just as well, you're not with him anymore, innit? Like, do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
always,
Yeah.
you get quite a lot like families that don't necessarily like their stepmom or something, but I feel they have to be in the photo. So I'm like, just do one with, one without.
Yeah, that's what I do as well.
Or your brother's girlfriend that
though,
they might not be
if
with in
you've
10
ever been
years.
a plus one at a wedding and then there's group shots and they're like one with and then one without, I'm like, yeah, this is the one that's going to get used, isn't it?
Yeah, or put them on the end so you can just Photoshop them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, so Hannah from the Cotswolds, she said that they didn't book a hair and makeup trial, and she ended up redoing her makeup 10 minutes before walking down the aisle. I mean, that's not something I can relate to.
I've had someone who
personally, but-
hated their makeup
Yeah, sounds
actually
similar.
on the day
Yeah.
and just wiped it all off.
Sounds exactly the
I
same.
had
Yeah.
someone who
That was a
hated their
trial, wasn't it?
No, she's saying that she didn't book a hair and makeup trial
Oh.
and ended up. So obviously she hated her makeup. So if she had a trial,
right.
she wouldn't have hated her makeup.
Right,
That's,
makes
so
sense.
it's the same as you.
So same situation.
exactly same.
Yeah.
I've had it where hair's fallen out from a bride, like before she even got down the aisle.
Sorry,
Hairdressers are gone.
her hair's
like,
fallen out.
the hair, the top, boom,
Alocasia's a killer, isn't it?
straight
Yeah.
out.
What, as in like
And so it's
she
all
was
been,
bald?
it's all been put up.
Yeah, you made it sound like
As
she
in
just
like
literally went
Oh
bald.
yeah, literally,
Yeah.
yeah. She had a hairdresser in, and then suddenly it all fell out, and then she walked down the aisle. That'd go well. It was like Lapland wedding.
Yeah, I can relate. I can relate.
I went to reindeer as well for the party here.
Sorry,
Right,
we still
then
talking
they
about your wedding.
Died the night before.
Sorry, what died?
So they didn't turn up.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, who died the night before? The reindeer. Oh God.
It ruined her wedding.
No, I booked. So my reception.
You couldn't come on a reindeer that night.
Let's just move on.
What did you come on instead?
Santa's knee, I reckon.
Well, this is getting seedy, isn't it?
Oh wow.
Yeah, they got attacked
Oh, how did you get there?
on the farm.
Sorry, attached what? On the farm? By who?
Oh my gosh. This has got its own episode.
I
And it's
know.
wedding
I thought
day.
we'd do a spin-off.
So then
Seriously.
I dressed.
You dressed?
You dressed who?
You dressed up as a reindeer. Is that what you're going to say?
She's gonna
I
say.
dressed Dan's brother up as Santa
Right.
and his best mate as an elf. Instead, at my reception.
And you rode down instead. What happened? They lifted you up? Piggyback?
Hang on.
I just don't know where this is going.
Seriously.
Why
What a story that is.
Yeah, right, keep going.
Keep going. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think, you know. I
Dig
can't,
yourself out of that sack, mate. Wow.
I can't top that. I can't top that. So, yeah. Thank you for listening or watching. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, every wedding's going to have a few regrets, but it's still your day, and it's, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. So, thank you for listening, and the next episode is undecided.
Thank you to David Miller Family Jewellers for sponsoring the podcast.
And don't
Shout
forget
out.
to join us on our next show, which is going to be a Christmas special. So we look forward to seeing you all
That's
then.
right, yes.
And these are going to dress up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, well done, guys.
I'll be back.
Oh, you need to add that in?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, because I'll be back.
I'll be back.